And welcome once more back to Ravenheart 2025. I'm joined here by alumni director Darren Talon Winsnes and director of photography Petter Gulbrandsen. Welcome.
Thank you, thank
Yep,
you.
nice to see you again. First time was in 2019, 7 festivals ago with
Yeah.
your short Paralyzed. Now you're here with Don't Go.
Yeah, it was the first time. It was my student film, my bachelor's film. So yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you.
So, Don't Go is a film about loss. It's kind of a ghost story, kind of a possession story, kind of a haunted house story. So, kind of there's lots of genres being mixed in here. Tell us more about Don't Go.
It all actually started out as a sci-fi horror film. Because it was one of those times where the concept, I think, came first. Because I was intrigued by the idea of doing a haunted house film where maybe the twist was like an alien abduction film. But of course, the core, like the story, was this feeling of when you've lost someone or you've experienced such a traumatic event as a family, how you're kind of pushed to the edge within that house. Everyone is kind of being pushed out of the house by this grief, and how do you kind of find each other in that? Like the storm, like usually you're used to like the storm's outside the house, it's pushing on the windows, and but you feel like cozy inside. But when your family's broken, that's what it feels like inside the house.
Yeah.
And that's why kind of where film starts. And I wanted to kind of show like sometimes the solution or the savior can be the person that's right beside you.
The film is a bit Spielbergian in a way that that the two main characters is a child and the other is they are sisters. One is a child, the other one is in her early teens. Was that a conscious decision on your part?
It was a very conscious decision. I've said often that this film is, I always kind of wanted to do like a love letter to the films that I grew up with that kind of inspired me to make movies, and Spielberg is definitely like the guy there. So there's a lot of like references and pictures and the sound that is a lot of the 80s adventure movies, horror movies, just genre movies. But I just remember growing up with my VHS tapes, alone in the house, putting on whatever I could find, and it was like therapy.
Because the 80s look that you clearly have tried to emulate has been very successfully recreated due to the fact that this is not shot digitally, it's shot on film. So Petter, can you tell us more about how did you shoot the film, because it has this gorgeous analog look?
Yes, it was pretty early. I think we wanted to we made the decision to shoot on film on Super 16. Which we thought fit the look on the film. It's the Spielberg kind of look to it. The grain, the halation was very appealing for us. So yeah, that's cool. So we shot on RE 416 and we didn't have a lot of film, but we had a little bit. So 3 rolls a day and. Everything was on 500T, and it was really, really fun to shoot on film. You have to be very focused. You have to have a great team around you.
Did you also have a digital? I know somebody has a digital film camera in backup when they shoot on film, just in case.
No, we didn't. Just a light meter and the camera.
Just a light meter and camera. Again, it's kind of become a lost art shooting on film. How did that affect your direction, and how did that affect how you need to work with the characters? Because you can't just go, oh, we can get another hard drive, we can erase the files we don't the files we don't like here. So how did it approach your way of directing with shooting on film?
Was definitely a very in my thoughts when working especially with children. I felt like the whole crew became very concentrated. We all knew that we had 3 rolls a day. We had just this amount of time to work with the children, because in Norway we have a good thing. We have very strict rules about how much we can work with children. So it kind of created this atmosphere of everyone was on. From when we started, everyone was on. It also helped me a lot to kind of get away from the monitor. I was much more on the floor with the kids. I really like just not thinking so much about it. I let Petter think about that and the team. I trusted them, and then I could do more work with the blocking, especially since this was a very Spielbergian film. I was very tried to like work more with the blocking and have longer takes, and we could shoot more in camera. We didn't want to use any CGI. We wanted to just do practical effects. All these things kind of made sense in that kind of environment.
Yeah. So what you're saying here is that it sounds like there was a lot of preparation in order to make this work properly, especially when it comes to the heavy use of practical effects in this movie. Can you tell more about the process?
Yeah, I had a really great. I think we just had fun with it. We had a lot of cool ideas in the script, and we kind of figured it out. Both some of the things we had thought about before, but a lot of things we came there. We lived like on the farm. It was my grandparents' farm. We got to use one of the houses, and we just came there a couple days before. And we just went through the rooms. We found things that this is something that we could do something with, like the panda bear that's in one of the scenes where it kind of comes alive. My production designer, Thea, she brought that from her own kids' room, and it was kind of wonky, so it would turn itself on. And that wasn't in the script. That was just something that kind of came alive. I was like, and then I came to Petter. Okay, shoot this, and then keep it on the side. We'll turn it on 10 seconds because it has a delay on it, so it'll look like it's coming alive. So it was a lot of the ideas kind of came when we were there, but like we chose to put it at Christmas time because we knew like the lighting and stuff gave a lot of. We could do a lot of things with that. And Leif, who was did the lighting on the production, he had this. Maybe you should say about more. But he had this cool iPad with all these effects that. He was the designer.
Yeah, the Gaffer Life, everything is on the iPad, and he controls both the practicals and the lightning, which gave us the opportunity to give make a lot of effects around and make the atmosphere a little bit more exciting and thrilling.
I've always been a huge fan of when the movie feels more alive, feels more like the texture. Just I can even if it's sometimes maybe sometimes CGI or some effects can be more real because how technology has come. Just something with just knowing it's been handmade, or it's something that I know people kind of had to stand there and hold it. I just feel it more. I can almost. It moves me more. And that was something I wanted us to feel making the film. I wanted everyone to feel like this ownership to what we were making, that it wasn't something that we would send off and then we would get back. It was something that we had to all kind of go together and figure out solutions on set. How can we make this? How can we make this real?
There is this all large never worked with children. How was it working with the children? How was it working with the two leads?
I was so amazed by their talent and dedication, and I think like the casting was just that's where it happened, because they came with so much talent to the set. But we had a pretty long casting process. We had a casting director that helped pick out these children from Trøndelag that we went through. Live, who plays the older sister, I didn't bring any other actresses to the audition. I just chose her because I knew she was the role. I just was totally sold. She didn't know that, so when she had the audition, and she did an amazing audition, I just told her, just so you know, I didn't ask anyone else to come here today, and she got really happy. And the youngest one, we almost didn't bring her because she was much younger. The other actors were more around 13 years old. She was 10, and I thought, that's going to be a little bit too hard for her to kind of carry that. But she had sent an email to the producer a year when we got the money, the grant to make the film. She sent her and her dad sent an email saying, "We're really interested in film. Hope you can tell us when the audition starts." So when the audition started, we told her, and so I thought, okay, we have to bring her now. She was interested in us for so long ago. When she came to audition, she was still the last girl. It was 3 girls that we brought to like the audition, and I had my wife, who was like my director's assistant. She came to audition with me, and she blew us away. We were both crying. She did this it was, so then I was like, yeah. And I think that there we went to coffees together, me and the girls, and had a couple like hangouts where we could get to know each other and try to build that bond. And when they came to set, they just delivered.
Yeah, because they are pretty convincing as sisters.
Yeah.
So, how has the film been received so far? How is it? How is it in its life cycle on the festival circuit?
Well, this is the first festival we're
Yeah.
showing at, so we're hoping this is the start of a longer cycle. We got to show it though at a festival in Trondheim that they wanted to show off the productions from Trondheim last year, and we got to show it like at one of the biggest theaters in Trondheim with a full screen, and there people were screaming and laughing, so I was very happy with that. And we've also been showing it to classes, like at schools, just for fun. And it's always the best when teenagers are yelling at the screen, holding each other, and why are you doing that? Don't take the phone. Then I'm like, we did it, because this movie, it was made for a younger audience.
Yep. So, where will the film go next?
And right now, it's just showing it to as many kids as possible, because right now it's not as many kids are able to go to film festivals, and I don't want it just to be a film that is just for adults that can go to film festivals. So we're trying to get it around schools and make like free showings so they can have fun with it.
So, is this something you want to do as a future project? Do stuff that are for kids, genre film for kids?
Yeah, I think for me, it's like I just want to make genre films. The horror that's my life. That's where my heart is, and wherever the story takes it, I'm not going to hide from any age.
Yep. So if anybody wants to learn more about Don't Go, where can they go to say it very?
We right now the best will probably go to Kringre, the production company's page, where we have information about the film and stuff, and the people that stood behind the company.
Yeah.
We're updating when things happen.
Well, best of luck. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you around. We hope to see you in Ravenheart 2026.
Hope so.